Okay, so I'm reviewing the Black Panther and Civil War again, and I'm reviewing them versus each other, and how basically the Black Panther standalone film is less of a standalone film than Civil War for T'Challa, Black Panther. Now, T'Challa in the Black Panther solo film was a bit of a pushover and kind of an idiot. I take that back. He's not a kind of idiot. He's incompetent and has no backbone. As likable as Chadwick Boseman made T'Challa, when you really listen to analyze the film, you just want to slap T'Challa in the face for being such a pushover towards everyone. And what's the word? Clueless. You want to slap him in the face for being clueless. This is complete bullshit. T'Challa from Civil War. The T'Challa from Civil War is not the same T'Challa from Black Panther. It's a complete watered down version of T'Challa in Black Panther movie. And it's fair to, and this is more of Killmonger's movie than it's T'Challa's movie. Because Killmonger has all of the character development, he has less screen time than he has just as much screen time as Black Panther T'Challa. He has all the flaws and overcomes those flaws, while T'Challa never overcomes his flaws and he never comes out of his comfort zone. Killmonger's basically does the opposite. He is cruel and kind of heartless. There's no denying that T'Challa is definitely the hero of the film. However, he's incompetent, unlike Killmonger, and a pushover, unlike Killmonger. So, good means you're a pussy and incompetent, and unless you're evil, and unless your motivations are, and unless you're the bad guy, you can't be competent or have a backbone, I guess the message of the film is. That's what I got from it, or be interesting, or relatable, or have a character arc. I take it back. Infinity War is not the worst Marvel film that is stupid. With Infinity War is not the best stupid Marvel film when it comes to incompetent writing. It is Black Panther. I take that completely back. Black Panther is the worst incompetent, bad, good, mediocre. It is the most incompetent Marvel film ever made by Marvel Studios. And you gotta just feel bad for Chadwick Boseman when he says, Black Panther made my life. when he made comment on an interview saying, Black Panther was the best part about his career. Really? Oh, I feel bad that he thinks that. I wish I could talk some sense to him, but I can't because he's 6 feet under the ground. Anyway, so, which sucks, for many people and for him, because he was a very talented actor. He was in the movie Get On Up, which he was awesome in, and that was an awesome film, and competently written from beginning to end, and He was also in movie 42, and that was awesome and promptly ran from beginning to end. About Jackie Robinson. Get On was about James Brown. Those are his two best films, I think. Which is, and his acting was way superior in this film. Here, I think he's kind of phoning in on purpose. Because Michael B. Jordan is not as a talented actor as Chadwick Boseman, yet he's giving a better performance in this film, which is weird. Because I honestly think that the most talented black actor ever existed was Chadwick Boseman, and the fact that he doesn't bring that his A game is just sad to this movie. Well, he does do his. I feel like he's doing his. I'm sure he's trying, but he might be a little confused on the writing, on what T'Challa's motivation is and his flaws and goal is, or what's his character arc, because they gave all that to Killmonger. Okay, he has one goal, but he doesn't accomplish it. He says he has his man his word about bringing Claw back and facing justice against the king and the council of Wakanda, that T'Challa is now the head council of, because he is the king of Wakanda now, after his father passed away, was killed by Baron Zemo in Civil War. So murdered in an explosion. And that doesn't have anything to do with this movie. You just know that he's grieving over his father because he wants his girlfriend to be there. So he breaks his girlfriend from prison, from being a slave, just to not because just because he's grieving over his father and he wants his ex-girlfriend, his squeeze, to be there. Oh, Pookie, is everything okay? Boo-hoo for you. I'm sorry, but I don't feel bad for this bald girl says that we will speak of none of this, and you are welcome. Wakanda forever. Which she says is in this really thick Jamaican accent, and that's a lot better a Jamaican accent than T'Challa's. Oh boy. I don't know what this sounds a little fake. T'Challa's accent in this. I know that's his real. I know that he. That it doesn't sound like a thick enough Wakanda accent, as in a Jamaican accent, and it doesn't sound Wakanda. It's not thick enough. It's too light. Doesn't stick out enough. It's nothing. It's very forgettable, his accent, and because he doesn't do that good a job in this disguising his voice, like he did in Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame, which are the only ones that Black Panther made appearance in before he died. And it was fine in Civil War, it was fine in the Endgame and Infinity War, so why is it not like fine here? I don't know. Maybe the creator of the film wanted more American accent instead of a Jamaican accent for T'Challa, which because he was in Civil War and took a trip to America, but that doesn't make any sense because he only took a trip to Civil War to America, even in Civil War, in Civil War, just for a visit, but it's to deal with Democrat and Republicans, blah 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 blah. And then his father got murdered, and then he lost some of his accent, his thick accent in that time. I don't know. Actually, I don't think he is using. I don't think he's using an accent. I think he's using his regular voice. Come to think of it, because he used the accent. He disguised his voice in 3 movies, except for this one, because this does sound like his regular, normal voice. I think. And I don't know why he's using his own voice, why he's not disguising it, because Chad Boseman is someone that can do a really good job disguising his voice. He disguised it good as James Brown and Get On Up. He sounded just like him. His voice did. I don't know why he sounds like this. I don't know. So, he doesn't bring Claude back to Wakanda because Claude gets away. And he doesn't continue going on that mission because he has to take care of the wounded that poked him on the chest and talked down to him and disrespected the king, and saying that he basically has a higher authority than the king of Wakanda, and he's a bigger, more powerful man. And they didn't bond it at all, really. They didn't become friends. It's just gonna be a nice guy, Chadwick Boseman, in this movie. It's just T'Challa being a nice guy, played by Chadwick Boseman, and isn't it interesting? It's not. And meanwhile, Killmonger crashes the party and reveals that he is the rightful heir to the king. And this quote, I say, I'm the real king to the throne. This nigger just got lucky. Basically, he says in his Wakanda language, he says, I'm the real king to this nigger. Something like that. He basically says that. I'm surprised the garlic was the N-word in a PG-13 film. Yeah, so, and I guess he's in a different language? Kind of language? I don't know. So, he says, T'Challa to the contest, and so T'Challa accepts and thinks he's going to win, and he loses badly, and he dies. Well, he doesn't die. He's flatlining, basically, while he's on ice, which is discovered by his friends. And this guy that challenged T'Challa earlier in the movie decided to save his life out of respect for T'Challa. Well, not really respect, more like this friendship. Well, the closest thing that people is going to the closest thing come to respect in this weird, poorly written film of Marvel Studios. That's not bad, just not great. It's average what you expect from a comic book movie. Completely and most times but likable characters, even though you're not sure why. Basically, yeah. So, T'Challa's sister steals the Black Panther plant that grants him the power of the Black Panther and anyone who eats it. So, Killmonger got killed. No, Claw got killed by Killmonger and brought him to Wakanda as a peace offering. Brought him dead. A full body, and it was brought him dead to the people of Wakanda as a peace offering. As a proposition to revive the people, and at least want people to get him on his side. And that's how he ended up. That's why, basically, yeah, so, yeah. And Killmonger burned the rest of the plant, so there's only one Black Panther plant left that grants you power of the Black Panther. So, Shuri, who's Black Panther's, T'Challa's ex-Black Panther's daughter, sister, commits treason against the new Black Panther, Killmonger, and treason against the entire council and kingdom by stealing the plant and giving it to T'Challa, giving him a power boost. And he's asked, before he comes back from the dead, he asks his father that's in the afterlife, why did he not bring the boy home? And, he tries to bullshit his way out of the father, but he just, this is the only time in the movie T'Challa's not going to be a pushover and show some backbone and competent. It says he must right this wrong and go back to the land of living and right this wrong and accept Killmonger as a person of Wakanda. Instead, he beats the shit out of him. By cheating death, and he confronts Killmonger and says that competition is not over because I am not dead, even though my vitals were weak and I only got brought back to life for the power of magic plant food, and now I am full strength. That's not cheating. That's fighting fair. And Killmonger points out that the whole competition thing is over. You lost. But T'Challa's not listening. He just beats the shit out of him and goes, and then people start turning on the real King of Wakanda, Killmonger now. And it's so crazy. And, now, Killmonger's, saw his dad in the afterlife, but it wasn't with the other Panthers. It was in his father's apartment where he got slaughtered by his brother, T'Challa's father, in person, because he refused to go back to Wakanda and face trial. And face judgment. And you gotta keep in mind, there was no mother raising Killmonger, only a father, so he destroyed his only parent figure, role model he had, and left him abandoned without parenting. So that means, say it with me now, he got sent to the orphanages. And probably suffered trauma because normally, in real life, I hear that people suffer trauma from being orphans, and And they show that in the movie all the time. Never a happy orphanage in movies. Never is there. Oh, that's funny. Oh, cruelty can be funny. So, basically, part of the reason why he's so screwed in the head and kind of nuts and, but you understand what his motivations, but you don't understand his methods of what he's doing. He basically he doesn't want to help the people of Wakanda. He wants to help black culture across the globe by giving them weapons. Exactly what his father was doing, so he can be like his dad, because his father was doing the right thing. Because everyone from black people originated from Wakanda. So that is their people. They're just expanding on it. He's just expanding on Wakanda. And he wants the black people to be on top of the food chain, which I guess is possible, the way he describes it, but I wonder if it's really necessary, or I don't know, can't people just live in harmony instead? And, you know, more resources and weapons for all black people across the world. The world is a circle. That's why I did the world. That means stands for world. So, I don't know. But anyway, people don't like some of the half of Wakanda turns on him because they don't like his message of helping people of black kind, that people are black that originate from Wakanda but no longer live in Wakanda. Therefore, they don't count as Wakandans. What? Therefore, they don't count as black people? But if they originate from Wakanda, I'm understanding Killmonger more than I'm understanding T'Challa and the people who stand by T'Challa's motivations. You see what I'm talking about? This is confusing. And, yeah. So, T'Challa wins. People stop fighting after T'Challa wins by using his surroundings to his advantage. And stabs Killmonger. And T'Challa offers to give him medical attention from Wakanda. But, you know, he decides to commit suicide because he doesn't want to be a slave from Wakanda. He doesn't want to be owned. He doesn't want to be enslaved from people of Wakanda. So basically, wait, the Wakandans enslave their own people? That's fucked up. No wonder why he committed suicide. I would have if I was in his shoes. Killmonger. So, he's supposedly dead, but I hear he's returned for a sequel somehow. After him stopped breathing, clearly dead, died on screen. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back from that. So, yeah, T'Challa decides that, you know what? I'll take Killmonger's idea. Because his idea is not half bad. I will experiment on Wakanda by helping with black people across the world. First, by letting other cultures on a secret of vibranium that we can offer in return to help every black person across the world. By offering governments their secret on vibranium and giving them a chunk of it. And to bribe them, therefore they can help the people, black people across the world, not just in Wakanda, to be less fortunate. And live longer and healthier lives. T'Challa, you stole Killmonger's idea, just twisted it, and made it less lethal. And more legal. How is Killmonger the bad guy if he's inspired T'Challa to do the same thing? Anyway, that's Black Panther. And, I don't know what his arc, T'Challa's arc is, played by Charlie Bolden, is in this movie. But in Civil War, okay, after his father gets murdered, supposedly by the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, better known as Bucky Barnes to Steve Rogers, the Winter Soldier goes on a run for a crime he didn't commit, created by Baron Zemo, because the explosion was created by Baron Zemo, not the Winter Soldier, but everyone assumes it's the Winter Soldier because they caught him on camera leaving the building. It's later revealed that was Baron Zemo. And so, throughout the third act, until the third act comes, the last 15 minutes of the film, T'Challa's on the hunt for revenge for his father's death. To kill the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, also known as Captain America's love interest. His squeeze. I'm just kidding, it's his best friend from World War II. Basically. And everyone's warning him meanwhile, the rest of his